Can somebody explain to me why would anybody want to coach Nebraska football other than the money? Other than the money. And I'm going to go through this a little bit. The money's great. Like I always said to people, hold on here. You're complaining about coaching guys to push a ball across a line. You're complaining about coaching big guys to put a ball through a hoop for millions of dollars. You're complaining about this? Well, there's more to it. I know there's more to it. Go dig a ditch for a week. Go work in a steel mill for a week. You know what I mean? Go do that for a week. See what happens. See if you wouldn't rather be coaching. That's the way I look at it. My family was cops and teachers. My dad got up at 5:30 every morning, would come back with all kind of stories as he was the principal, vice principal, teacher, whatever, for 50-some years at a school in Gary, Indiana. He'd come back with great stories. Me, I talk. Coaches, get your headset on, let everybody kiss your backside, let everybody boo you. Either way, you're making millions. Who would want to coach you? Let me go through some things. Do you remember the name Frank Solich? Frank Solich won a national championship. Frank Solich was a diminutive man that was a longtime assistant that the folks in Nebraska did not think was good enough for their job. That is the truth. Frank Solich went 58-19. 58-19, but he was little. I'm telling you, this stuff matters. He was a little guy, and I said it at the time. What a mistake. 58-19. Frank Solich has then gone to Ohio University, and oh, by the way, they've named a field after him there. So they hire a big, strong guy with a big reputation, Callahan. Remember old Callahan? Callahan came over from the Raiders where he had gone to the Super Bowl. A couple years later, he gets fired. But Bill Callahan comes in, and he's the guy. Big, strong guy, great talker, blah, blah, blah. Looks like what Nebraska football should be. Couldn't coach a lick. 27-22. Then they get smart and they hire a real football guy. Bo Pelini comes in. Bo Pelini, real football guy from a real football family in Youngstown. Bo Pelini's brash. He's not Midwest nice. He doesn't look like the mailman. He doesn't look like the guy you sit at a bar and have a beer with. He does, except it would be a bar probably with two bookies in the back. And it'd be Milan's Pub, where we used to go to in Gary, Indiana. He had a buzz to get in because they never knew if someone was coming in to kill somebody. True story. Plus, we used to go to Milan's. One time we did see a murder. Different story, different time. Well, we think we saw a murder. We saw a guy come in, bloody, and he was across the street about an hour and a half later, dead in a body bag. But we didn't do it. We were just sitting at the bar. Marty got his shotgun out and got the guy. A different story, I'm digressing here. So Pelini comes in, and all Pelini does is go 67-29. Now, here's the difference. So that's 9 more wins than Solich and 8 more losses. That's how they looked at it. Wasn't even as good as Frank Solich. So let's go since Pelini. Guy named Barney Colton, 0-1 as an interim. Mike Riley, this is a true story. Mike Riley comes in, and I am broadcasting the Nebraska-Michigan State game from Nebraska, and we got Mike Riley coming on at halftime. So Mike Riley is sitting between me and Dave Fleming, who's the announcer for the Giants, one of my dear friends. And we're interviewing Riley, and Dave goes, "What do you think?" I go, "That guy's got no shot. I've known the Big Ten since I was a child. I've been around the Big Ten coaches since I was a kid. You know, I don't brag about it, I guess, anymore, but I used to go out to dinner with Paterno and Knight. Any big coach that came to town, Knight and I went and met him and hung out. 19-19 was Mike Riley. That wasn't good enough. Scott Frost comes in 16-31. I don't know, guys. I don't know how you're looking at it, but I'm looking at it as, what are you doing at Nebraska? Why would you want to go there? I mean, we've said this before. Nebraska is one of the great football powers ever, but you got to cheat in certain ways. Tom Osborne could be a saint, but Tom Osborne had a board, and on that board said was a point system about criminal behavior, misdemeanor. If you got to like 4 points, you basically had to commit 6 felonies or 1 murder. You weren't playing. He literally had that, at least according to one of my assistants who played basketball at Nebraska. Tom Osborne, look, how did he get all these guys out of New Jersey? I don't know. But he had a criminal board. Seriously. And if you go back and look at the Lawrence Phillips of the world and the rest, There's all kind of criminals playing for Tom Osborne. It's unbelievable. But he won like crazy. The field is named after him and became a senator. I speak truths, peoples. Why would you want the job?